in international relations. So chapter 1 is Introduction to Research Method in IR. And I hope you all get the textbook, right? For Dom, you get the textbook, this kind of textbook.
Oh, have already, sir.
Good. Soft copy,
E-copy,
right?
sir. E-book, sir. E-book, sir.
Oh, good, right, good. So I hope everybody also get the book like you. It's so getting a book is one thing, but reading the book is another thing. And understanding the book that you read is even another thing, right? So we have step by step. But first thing, we get a book. Second, read the books. And third, we try to digest the information. So today we will spend time to understand the main concept of chapter 1, and its second session we spend some time to do some small practices. So research, I think from chapter 1 we learned that research method in IR, in international relations, is drawn from many different fields of study, including political science, economics, and anthropology, many other fields. Why? Because, you know, the topic in IR is very broad, right, everyone? Topic in IR is very broad, right? I remember one time I attend a lecture. One of Cambodian scholar, he criticized the IR as a field study. He called IR as a rubbish bin because everybody can put everything into the rubbish bin. You accept everything. You are right. In fact, as IR scholar, young scholar like you and me, we know and we study everything. You know, every issue IR, education, climate change, environment, right? Even some archaeology, you also need to know history, politics, security, economics. We have political economy, right? Development. You study almost everything. But at the same time, IR scholars should also have some area of specialization. So even though we know many things superficially, we should specialize in one or two things that we know in depth. We are experts, right? Right, we are expert in one area. For example, you focus on security. Security, we have a lot, right? We have traditional security, non-traditional security, human security, food security, right? Terrorism, you're expert in terrorism or what, right? So again, research in the field like IR is drawn from many different fields of study. But the book says that we can group all the research in IR into two research traditions, two main groups, category. What are they?
Empiricism and interpretivism.
Yes, empiricism and interpretivism. Right? Yes. So what is empiricism?
Empiricism, the study of like how we generate knowledge by natural science.
Okay, good point. Any other want to add something more to empiricism? Anything else? Empiricism? Any other who remember more? How about interpretivism?
Interpretation focus on understanding social meaning that is embedded in international politics.
Yeah. Okay, good point. You try to understand the social meanings embedded in international politics. Any others? Okay, no problem. We will study more. And I think in the book they also introduce some element of philosophy. You know philosophy? Do you like philosophy? What is your image about philosopher?
Sure, can I say it?
Yes, sure.
Philosopher. The first thing that come to me, a philosopher is a people who use his own idea to interpret or the real thing in society or in specific fields. Man. And on the other hand, philosophy has been stick with us since the ancient time until now. Yes.
Have you ever studied any subject related to philosophy?
No, sure.
No.
I asked.
Yeah, I asked her, but if you ask me about we are going to study a specific philosopher, no, we haven't. We study various types of philosopher.
How about, I think there is a subject in in DIS, I'm not sure, in maybe in year 2 or so. There's something to do with what philosophical foundation of IR or what? I don't remember. Or political science. Philosophical foundation of political science, something like this.
I see.
Lecturer Simon, I think, used to teach that subject, right?
Yes, sure, he teach us last semester. Sure. It's called idea and political idea and ideologies.
Oh, political idea. Oh, political idea, ideology, right? Not philosophy per se. I see. Yes. Well, it's good. It's okay. Some people, they have positive attitude, perception about philosophy and philosopher, but also some people also have negative perception about philosophy. They feel that philosophers are weird people, are strange people, right? Leftists, something like this. Okay, but we cannot avoid philosophy. In fact, I think our life is governed by the philosophy. I give you an example. The two life philosophy common. For example, do you think that life is struggle, or do you think that life is short? So if you believe that life is struggle, what do you do in your life? Yeah.
Struggle.
You struggle with life.
You struggle with life. Hardworking, right? Is a key term. You work very hard. Don't waste time. You save money. You save reputation, right? For the family, for the next generations, everything. You don't waste any time because life is struggle, and you don't complain. You don't spend time on something useless, even to enjoy yourself, because life is struggle. But if you believe in life is short, what do you do in your life?
Enjoy it more.
Enjoy
Spend
more.
Spend more leisure time.
Yeah, spend more time to enjoy yourself, to have some leisure, right? Because you believe that your life, your presence on the earth is short, temporary. So you should enjoy most of your life here. right? And also you care about your own meaning in your life, whether you have a meaningful life, right? You search for the meaning of your life. You search for the identity of your life. You don't care about what the other think of you. In fact, this kind of philosophy we call philosophical foundation of education, we call existentialism. All right, existentialism. Life is short. Okay, so here an example. So in fact, our life is governed by the philosophy, whether we are conscious about it or not, right? So now I like to show you something. You go to general. I just upload one file. You go to file. It's some material. Chapter 1 here. IS309 chapter 1. Here I'd like to introduce 3 elements of philosophy. I think in the book I mentioned these 2. Right. Of course, there are two research traditions in IR: empiricism, interpretivism. But there are also 3 elements of philosophy we call ontology, epistemology, and aesthetic. So you can differentiate between empiricism and interpretivism in general, and you can also differentiate these 2 research traditions based on the 3 elements of philosophy. So if you do so, you can have a metric like this one. Right? So after you check and you learn the meaning of ontology, epistemology, and aesthetic, try to differentiate these 2 research traditions based on these 3 elements. For example, what is the ontology of empiricism? What is ontology of interpretivism? What is epistemology of empiricism? And what is epistemology of interpretivism? And that's the same thing for aesthetic. And also you can list down other differences in this column, right? You get from the book, for example, you mentioned that empiricism use the natural science to understand what politics. Okay, you can list down. It's not part of ontology, epistemology, just other differences. At interpretivism, you focus on social meaning, but in international politics, you can put it here, right? So I like you to spend 20 minutes in group going through the book very quickly, check the term ontology, epistemology, and dictionary you can use to search for aesthetic, and try to fill in this column as much as possible. Okay, as much as possible, and then showing the class. Okay, to see what do you get after 10 minutes scanning through the chapter, right?
Teacher,
Did you get the point? Yes.
aesthetic is the same term for methodology or different?
Which one?
The last one, aesthetic, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
the same,
aesthetic.
same as a methodology.
No, not the same as methodology. It's different.
Okay, thank you.
So I will put you in the group, 6 group randomly. Right? 6 group randomly. And you have 20 minutes going through, scanning through the textbook very quickly and get the differences, especially by filling in the table I show you. Right, so after this, we will see how do you get it. You can show the class what you get about the differences between the 2 research edition, empiricism and interpretivism. All right, so let me form the group randomly. Second session, we will form the group based on the assignment group, but this time random group. Okay, here we go, everyone. Quickly, right? 20 minutes, try to get all the differences. You can download the PowerPoint that I uploaded and fill it in the table. Munirat, you just arrived. Radavin, you just arrived.
Anh lớn rất còn làm như chỉ tung hơn.
So welcome back to our common room, everyone. And let me check attendance now before we continue. Say not here.
Yes, I'm here.
Odam,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mui Vuốt,
Yes, sir.
Sian Nan,
Yes.
Đại Dong,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Supanya,
Yes, like I'm here.
Dalin,
Yes, like I'm here.
Dane,
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Panyarat,
Yes, sir.
Bormai,
Yes, like.
Pachita,
Yes, sir.
Dalia,
Yes, like.
Prasati,
Yes, teacher.
Saipik,
Yes, teacher.
Samnang,
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Tikun,
Yeah, teacher.
Pothirat,
Yes, sir.
Vị Miến,
Yes, teacher.
Which Miến, okay.
What you mean, teacher?
Right. Kanitha,
Yes, sir.
about Kanitha here?
Kanitha will submit her reform letter like.
Yes, thank you. Sip Quang,
Yes, sir.
Reni,
Yes, teacher.
Sun Hua,
He absent, sir. He will submit your the reform letter.
okay, thank you. Vị Miến, Vị Miến,
Yes, teacher.
Đấy,
Yes,
what's
teacher.
up, Đấy?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Rang Say,
Yes, sir.
Chị Đã,
Yes, like.
Mun, sorry, what Muni, Viriak Bot,
Yes, teacher.
Chen Danit, Chen Danit,
She will submit her reform letter too.
Tikun,
Yes, sir.
Keria,
Yes, sir.
Satchanit, Satchanit, absent. Senesa,
Yes.
Radawin.
I'm here, teacher.
Radawin, I think you show up very late today, yeah?
No, teacher. I come early.
Really? But I saw you in the common room while everybody was in the group.
Yeah. My internet was cut off, and I connect again, and I go back to the room.
Okay. Rati Riech,
Yes, sir.
Sobisal,
Yes, sir.
Manirot.
Yes, sir.
Manirot, did you come late today?
No, sir, no.
Okay. So you were in the group or not?
Yes, but because of my internet cut off, that's why I am the same as brother Davin.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Jordan. Jordan here? No. So Jordan is absent. Supetna
Yes, like.
and Suchita.
Yes, teacher.
Anybody don't hear the name, please let me know. So everybody hear the name, right? Good. All right, so please turn on your camera and we can start sharing. Let me start with group 3. Group 3, can you show me your table? What do you get? Yeah, use the share screen. Show us the table that you fill it in. We want to see how, what did you get about the difference between empiricism and interpretivism. Group 3, hurry up.
Teacher, please wait.
Yes.
I'm trying to connect. Okay, can you see this?
Yes, okay, good. Can you present it quickly? You may 1 or 2 minutes quickly, so we can move to other group.
Okay, so after discussion, we come up with differences for the ontology. They the ontology, they examine the reality, there only one, the natural reality. But for in ontology, in the group of interpretivists, they reconstruct the meaning of empiricists that they claim and make that they take them for granted in international politics. But for an epistemology, we discussed that natural science should be applied to the social world, meaning that they use like the method like behavioralism or naturalism to study social world. But interpretivists, they study social science not only by the empiricists but also study through the idea norm that influence those study those explicitly. And empiricists, they say knowledge can be measured using like a natural science method to the design. And empiricism, it is also referred to positivism, while interpretivists or they prefer reflectivism or post-positivism. The term is interchangeable, we found. The last one is that for empiricism, they say that through observation, knowledge can be observed and they can construct hypotheses in order to test their assumption. Also, but for interpretivists, they think that reality, there are more than one reality, and reality is constantly debated. And the last one is that empiricists, in the epistemology is this objective, and this one is in intersubjective. And aesthetic, we found that the study of like how do I call it? Like the study of idea for the empiricists, they rather explain by explaining things like an interpretivist, they prefer to understand the matter rather than explaining like the empiricists. Yeah, teacher. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. So can we hear from group 5? Yes, group 5. Can you share your screen, the table? Yeah, group 5. Can you use the share screen, please? Hurry up so that we can move to other group, please.
Excuse me, like earlier when we were on the meeting, we are not sure which group. We didn't look at the group number, so we are not really sure which group are we.
But you see your room, whether you are in room 2, your room 3, or room 4, room 5, right?
Can
Yeah,
you
you are in
just
room 5.
present it because
Yeah.
nobody else.
So let's move to group 1 first, and then we come back to group 5 later. How about group 1? Yeah, can you share, use the share screen and show your table to the class now?
Teacher may add, you can see your group. If you go to chat, you can see that you have been kicked out. So the group number appear there. Go to chat, you will see.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. For example, like group 5, we have Unlam Parwat, Sien Virarini, Anvisal, Sakwisal, Adalin, Trisapiana. So if group 5 or group 1, I think all the group need to show us the table. How you feel? Okay, one by one. You cannot avoid it. Okay. So any group can be group 1 or group 5 first, no problem. Group 3 already done. And then we go to group 2, group 4, group 6. So between group 1 and group 5, hurry up. So what happened to group 1 and group 5? Give me a reason. Or otherwise we end this class and report to the DIS department.
Please wait. I'm waiting for a classmate to share screen because I guess she was kicked out.
Hurry up. This is from group 1 or group 5?
Hello, this is from group 1.
Okay, so let's spend 1 or 2 minutes to present it, okay? Reading the main point to the class now.
So the main point of the ontology of empiricism is that it is drawn by the importance of natural science into social science. It's like it exists within the evidence in nature. As for the interpretivism, its ontology is that it exists upon like a tradition among IR scholar. Mostly it is seek to understand to the social meaning in international politics. As for the epistemology of empiricism, it is believed that the collection of knowledge or the accumulation of knowledge can be collected through experience and observation, to be evidence-based, to be specific. As for interpretivism, epistemology it exists within how the knowledge is produced and how we know it is true. As for the aesthetic of empiricism, is that it is empiricism is appreciative of systematic, replicable, evidence-based knowledge collection, while interpretivism is in favor of understanding the identity, ideas, norm, and culture to accumulate certain knowledge or to understand something. That's it from group 1.
All right, thank you very much. Very good job. Even though I find out that some information are correct, but some are not, it's okay. Yeah, no problem. We'll come back to you later. So now let's come to group 5. Okay, group 5. So we have group 3, group 1.
Yes,
and now
yes,
let's come to group 5. Yeah, please share your table.
Can I talk without the table because I'm using phone and the table is in another person's.
All right. How about the other person? They should be
I think-
able to share it, right? Is that this one?
I think this table is wrong. I mean, it is in the opposite directions.
Right. It's okay. You can start presenting right now, and the other people can make some adjustment to the screen.
So, empiricism believe that the entities naturally exist, while the interpretivism believe think that the entities are deconstructed by the other human beings. And for the epistemology, the they believe that knowledge is based on human experience, or generally it is accumulated through social science. And for interpretivism, they believe that knowledge is based on human reasoning. And moving on to the last one, which is the aesthetic, the empiricism. Their way of acquiring knowledge is by proving their past experience, or proving how they have been through, and apply those past experience to their knowledge. Whereas the empiricism, the interpretivism, acquire knowledge by trying to find evidence to support their claim, and that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. It's okay, right? Even though some of them are not clear, but it's okay. All right, we'll clarify later. Thank you very much. Let's move on to group 2. Yes, group 2. So please, group 2, share the screen.
Wait, wait.
Hello, teacher. Can you see it?
Okay, we see it. Right. So please start. 1 or 2 minute presenting. Very short presentation. Okay.
Okay. For the ontology, for empiricism, it is the it is wait. Yes. For empiricism, it is the knowledge that is derived from the senses tending to lack in rational conclusion. And for interpretivism, it is the position of interpretivism in relation to ontology and epistemology, that is the interpretivist belief that the reality is multiple and relative. And for epistemology, for empiricism, it is the drawing from the natural science research through experience, exploration, in which including the testing hypothesis as well. And for interpretivism, it is the study through the belief and norm and apply understanding instead of testing objective. And for aesthetics, for empiricism, it is the underlying idea of the imperativist approach, which is that the researcher is part of the research, and it interprets the data as such can never be fully objective and removed from the research. And for interpretivism, it focuses on understanding social meanings embedded within international politics, and they aim to unpack core assumptions that underlie the positivist image of the world in an attempt to counter the perceived identities, ideas, norms, and culture in international politics. And that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. I think, in fact, the best way to get the answer right, filling in the table correctly, I think first we need to get the definition right. For example, what is the definition of ontology? epistemology and aesthetic. My observation is that most of the groups seem to get the right definition and right answer of epistemology, but not aesthetic, right? But not aesthetic. It's okay. All right. So in the second session, I will clarify more. But now let's move on to the other two groups, group 4 and group 6. So let's welcome group 4, please.
All right, good evening, everyone. We are from group 4, and our answer is similar to all of your group. The first one is about empiricism. It means that get to know knowledge from observation and experience, while the interpretivism is getting the knowledge. The knowledge is produced by interpretations. And the other one is about the empiricism, is the theory of I/O can generate it and test it through experimentations. And the theory is used as a predictive validity. While the interpretivism, the researcher and research subject are mutually constituted through intersubjective. And the last one is about explaining values and culture, and the interpretivism is used for understanding the values and like beauty and art or culture. That's it.
Okay, so my observation of group 4, I think you get the right definition for aesthetic. Yeah, but you don't get the right answer in terms of the difference between empiricism and interpretivism in terms of aesthetic. Yeah, you are right. I'll stick with it for the value and beauty, concept of value and beauty. And you also don't get the right answer for ontology. Epistemology is a very good one. All right, thank you. So let's move on to group 6, please, the last group.
Good evening, Cha. So this is our answer for the group 6. And so for the ontologies in empiricisms, they say that single objective reality to any research phenomenon or situation, regardless of researcher's perspective or belief. And while for the interpretivism, they say that it is a study of main actor that author took for granted, such as states or IGOs. And the second one is epistemologies. For empiricism, it's like all the knowledge are gained from the objective, and while the interpretivisms, they say that it's interested in context that environments and acknowledge that realities and knowledge are not objective but influenced by people within that environment. And for the last one, we only have one explanations, like for the empiricism, they say that it's an explanations of saying that they value about the beauties, and for the interpretivism, they explain that it's the understand of values and beauties.
Okay, thank you. In fact, the concept of aesthetic refers to the nature or value of beauty, but the difference between empiricism and interpretivism mean what is the nature of value and beauty in empiricism, and what is the nature of value and beauty in interpretivism. For example, in empiricism, they believe that value and beauty are universal. Universal, something that is valuable, something that is beautiful is universal. In one place will be beautiful, will be valuable in other places, right? But for the interpretivism, no. The concept of value and beauty is relative, situational, vary from context to context. Okay, so you get the right definition even though you don't get the right difference between empiricism and interpretivism in terms of aesthetic. You also get the right definition ontology. Ontology we refer to nature of reality. So we want to know whether reality is subjective or objective. You are right. Empiricism here refer to objective reality. Yeah, objective reality. Objective reality means reality cannot change, fixed, independent of what you think, what you want. Like 2 + 2 is 4. But interpretivism, reality is opposite of objective, is subjective. I mean, can change, can influence by the researcher, depend on what you think of it. Okay. But I think you have problem with epistemology. Epistemology here we refer to the method of knowing the truth or how the knowledge is produced. So we're talking about method. Yeah, we are not talking about objective or subjective anymore, right? Okay, very good. I observed that. I noticed that most of the group did quite good. You get some right definition, some right explanation in terms of the difference between the two research editions, but also some incorrect definition and incorrect differences between the two research edition as well. So in second session, I will try to show you the difference between the two research editions based on the 3 elements of philosophy: ontology, epistemology, and aesthetic. And we also have a small practice as well. We will ask you to create 3 empirical research topics and 3 interpretive research topics for each assignment group. Okay? All right. Okay, so let's have 20-minute break, everyone. Yes, so we come back at around 7:27. Okay, yes. So see you next.